Hello, everybody. This is Dennis. Today, I'm not feeling well, but in the moments like this, when I don't feel myself well enough, different thoughts come to my head. And I honestly been thinking a lot today. Different opinions, ideas, thoughts. Most thoughts were about some personal peace. And then at the end, after a long thinking of how to find my peace in this world, in this life, I came to the idea which I want to share with you today. The idea is that there are two things: egoism and narcissism. Normally, we believe that narcissism and egoism, they are correlated and they are kind of similar. In some way, probably they are, but I want to speak about their differences. In my opinion, let's say that way, egoism is when you think about yourself alone. You care about yourself alone, and your whole focus comes to what I want. Narcissism is a bit opposite. Narcissism is still about myself and finding kind of my own happiness, but through the love of others. I want others to love me. I want others to think about me something, and then something positive, and then it's my narcissistic nature gets satisfied. So as you can see, the focus is a little bit different, even though both of them in the final kind of focusing on your personal happiness. But what I notice is that I have these stages from time to time, but they kind of not work together, because sometimes I want people, like I want to be in people's hearts, right? I start being nice, friendly, kind, try to chat with all people. Every time I see somebody, I try to say, hello, how are you today? Try to be very friendly, very kind, help people, do something for people, but nothing serious. Just like, okay, share something. It's not bad to share, but the question is why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want people to think that I am a good person, I am kind, I am friendly, I'm smart, I'm handsome, anything. All qualities of narcissism come from the narcissism itself comes from this: the want of other people's opinions about you, the want of positive thinking, that people would think that you are good, let's say good in any way. It sounds good, right? But we know that narcissism is bad. Egoism is more like, I don't care about anybody else around me. All I care is myself. My true happiness comes from me doing something different from what people want from me. The true egoism comes to the point when there is a system. Anyway, we live in a system. The one system which creates the rules. All people tend to follow these rules, one way or another. The true freedom, the freedom of your soul, the freedom of yourself, I believe, comes from being out of the system, being away, not being the system, not play the game of this system. That's when true happiness comes to you and true freedom comes to you. But to get there, you need to kill your egoism and your narcissism. Egoism is when you go against the system. Example, if system tells me that I must do something, but I have egoistic state of mind, I would do something opposite. Because by doing opposite, I will do what I want, not what people want me to do. The problem is you start to play the game of the system where you would just do everything opposite. If system says to you that this one is bad, then I would start doing it. If system says that something is good, I will not do it anymore because I don't want to be a part of the system, or in other words, I want to oppose the system to build my ego. Do you understand, right? So anyway, you are the part of this system. If system says that you must follow the path A, not path B, then if you are egoistic, you would follow path B instead of path A just because the system told you to do the other way. So you are still the part of the system, because if system changes and systems start to tell you opposite, for example, don't follow path A, start following path B, what would you do? Would you just say, yeah, I was right? Probably not. You would just try to go to path A now and follow this path. This is your egoism. Narcissism is closer to following the system, what the system tells you to do. The system tells you what to be. The system tells you that you need to work hard and overstay. Like in America, right? They have a lot of overstay hours of work. If you follow it, you do it because what? Because you really want to work so hard? You really want to work extra? Honestly, probably not. You do it because you want other people to think good of you, to think that you're hardworking, to think you're a good person, to think that you are professional, or anything else. Whereas egoist would say, I'm not going to follow it, I will do opposite. They both bad because they will not make you free. They will not set you free. If you let one or another dominate you, you will never be free. You need to become same as we have good examples of Jesus Christ or of Buddha, who were breaking the system, but on the other hand, kind of following their own path out of the system. Not being egoistic, where they would do everything opposite to build up the value of themselves for themselves, nor following the system to be loved by people. You can't be loved by everybody. Your own parents, I believe, if they're still alive, they always have something what they don't like about you. Your own wife or your own husband might have something what they don't like about you, what they want you to do or not to do, because they think it would be better. Even if, especially if you can't win the love of your own parents, or of your own wife, husband, kids, how can you win the love of all people around you? Once again, good example is Jesus Christ. When Jesus was sentenced to death, to be crucified, people were cheering, they were happy, they wanted to see how he died. He was the ultimate person, right? If you believe the the story of Jesus, he was the ultimate person because he was basically a God who made himself a human. So if people hated Jesus when he was alive, if we still had people who hated him, his haters, how can you not have haters? How can you win everybody's love? Impossible. So that's why it's important not to trying hard winning everybody's heart, winning everybody's love. You will fail 100%. It doesn't mean you need to be bad. It doesn't mean you need to be uh, arrogant, rude, or not help people or do something what we would consider as unkind. But nor you should try hard to win their love. Egoism is same. Your personal wants of doing something opposite of what society wants from you, it also bad because you are the system and you play this system's game, and you will never be free because you will always be the slave of the system. You will do something what people don't want you to do, and you would be dependent on the people. Anyway, in both ways, you're dependent on people's opinions. In one way, you're dependent on people's kind of unacceptance of who you are, egoism, or who you want to be, and narcissism, where you are dependent on the people's opinion of um, you being what they need you to be, because you would never actually be able to be everything for people, everything they want for people, even for your own parents, even for your own wife or husband. It's unfortunate in some way, but it's just the way to become free. You need to kill your ego, same as you need to kill your narcissism. Both way. They both kind of opposites, but at the end they have all the same opinion about I, right? Ego, I. So that's what I was thinking about, is that to be free, I need to get rid of both. And I, of course, same as all people, also have this ego narcissism inside me. I have periods when I want other people to love me and will be very friendly, very kind, very talkative with them. And sometimes when I would like want to just go away from all people and maybe even do something opposite of what people want, because I feel pressure that people push me to be somebody else or do something what they want, but not what I really want, but I want something because of my ego or ego, which is kind of trying to prove myself that I am not them and I don't want to follow them. And the only way to prove it by doing opposites. So yeah, I think this is a very important thought which came today to me. I need to think more about this, because 100% I'm a slave of this as well as anybody else in this world, and I try to win it, let's say, or destroy it, get rid of it. I want to get rid of the system somehow inside me, but I understand that by trying so, usually it leads me to either egoism or narcissism. So maybe instead of just fighting the system itself, maybe there is another way which I need to find and then follow. And if I can find it and follow it, maybe I will truly become free inside me. That's what I ideally would love to have. Anyway, that's just my thought. If you find it interesting, or if you find that it resonates with you, then you need to find your own way. I don't want to say like then write the comment. it's very unnecessary. Just find your way. Think about this. Try to find. Ask yourself: am I narcissistic? Am I egoistic? Do I have wants which nobody like? Do I have maybe habits which nobody like? And why do you have them? Probably because of your ego, because you are feeling unhappy, you're feeling oppressed, and that's why you try to fight back with something opposite, and it's your ego. Or maybe you're really dependent on people's opinion about you. You really care about what people think about you, even the closest one, and you always try to do something for them more than maybe you even should, just to win their heart, just to win their love. And maybe that's also your problem, because you will never win their love forever. They should love you just the way you are, but you should not also become the egoistic person who would just do everything for himself, telling people, like, I don't care what you think. Think about this. Think about this.